Her words came to her slowly, stumbling out. She didn't want to go in there. "I'm with you now, don't worry. But I used to go with this girl, and she and me, we've done it in every dump from here to Old Town, from the MGM to the Plaza, end to end, and everything in between." "Who?" "You don't know her. She might not even be in town anymore." "Told you, I don't like to hear about it." "Don't worry," he said, and put his hand around her waist. He led her towards the bathroom. The girl started to get the spins, all the lights and slot machines and the people everywhere. She looked at an old man in a wheelchair playing video keno. He was missing both legs, cut off just below his knees. He wore an old brown Western shirt, a cowboy hat. His face was red from booze and gray with stubble. Jimmy opened the door to the bathroom and led her inside. "What are we going to do in here?" the girl asked and tried to smile. "What do you think?" "What if we get caught?" A set of fluorescent lights hung from overhead. The walls were pale white. There was a urinal, 2 sinks, and 2 stalls. Jimmy took the girl's hand and led her into the handicapped stall and kissed her. He ran his hand through her black hair and kissed her neck. He grabbed her shirt and pulled it over her head. He unconnected her bra and threw it in the corner. "I don't want to get all the way naked. What if somebody comes in?" "No one'll come in." He dropped to his knees. "If someone does, we'll just have to be quiet is all." He took off her black leather shoes, unbuttoned her skirt, and pulled it down to her ankles. "If we're going to do this, I need another drink." He handed her the beer he'd set on the tile floor. She took a long drink and finished it. He kissed her legs. He moved his hands to her thin black underwear and ripped them from her and threw them on the floor. "Jesus," she said, "are you going to buy me some new ones?" "As long as they're black and G-strings." He began kissing between her legs. "They're uncomfortable." "I don't mind," he said. "You wouldn't," she said, and ran her hands through his hair. She wanted it to feel good, but she was drunk. It became difficult just standing. She took a hold of the rails. After a time, he stood up. He unbuttoned his pants. "You all right?" "I think I am." He kissed her, then turned her around, and she leaned over the toilet with her arms stretched out and holding onto the seat. "Are you wearing a rubber?" she asked, but she knew it didn't matter any longer. "No," he said. "I'm not gonna anymore either. I want you and me to have a kid." "I'm only 22. "I don't want to talk about that right now. I hate talking when I'm fucking, you know that." He moved inside her. He ran his hands over her back, over her tattoos. He put his fingers on the small of her back where there was a silver dollar-sized black swastika. Just above it to the left was a tattoo of the World Church of the Creator emblem, a circle with a large W inside it. He kept moving inside her. She tried to hold on, to keep standing, but she was beginning to black out. He wouldn't stop. She tried to focus on the stainless steel pipe that was connected to the toilet, tried to read the words stamped onto it. When she fell, her head hit the metal pipe and cut a half-inch line above her left eye, just above the eyelid. Blood ran down her face as she lay naked on the floor. He pulled up his pants, then bent down and moved her so she was sitting up. Blood leaked down her face. He tried to stop it with toilet paper. "Wake up," he said, and shook her. He wasn't sure what to do. He wanted to leave her there, to teach her a lesson. He was ashamed of her, of the way she drank, the way she would just fall apart. He sat down next to her, but his temper grew, and then he felt a wetness. He looked down and she was urinating. He stood up and yelled at her again. "Get up," he said over and over, and his voice grew louder, but she didn't move, and he knew he'd have to dress her and carry her out. He still knew people that worked there. He thought of everyone looking at him, sneering at him, making comments about him and his girlfriend. Maybe security would stop him. Maybe the police would come. He looked at her, at the blood again leaking, dripping from the cut. He saw the small pool of urine around her, and he kicked her, just once, but as hard as he could with his steel-toe boots, kicked her in the leg above the knee. Still she didn't move, so he reached down for her clothes and began to dress her. The basement. She woke the next morning in his apartment. It was a studio that had been built in the basement of an old house. It had concrete floors, an unfinished ceiling, and cinder-block walls painted white. She could hear the TV in the background. It was still early, just past sunrise, and light was beginning to hit the small window above the bed. She could hear him doing push-ups on the floor and could smell coffee.